there's the item 19, the FDD, the franchise disclosure document. And I mean, I think it's great in what it says. You can explain in more detail. But what I have seen is one of the companies, Canadian-based company, connected with what I had mentioned earlier. And they had said they had something like 1,000 and odd franchise, very low failure rate. And when I dug deeper, there was like over 6,000. There was a massive failure rate. So there was a success rate like maybe 20%. And that wasn't shown on the document. And for me, that was like, there's people can actually manipulate figures and manipulate things. And I think when you're dealing with a consultant, you're kind of conscious of the companies to avoid, because you're not going to put your clients towards a company like that because you want them to be successful to buy the next one. You're not just doing it to just get your fee from the franchisor. And that's the other thing as well, like just so people know, it's they pay you because you're doing all the marketing, you're doing all the time work, you're holding them by the hand, making sure they got the funds to take them through. But you might just touch on the item 19.
Yeah, no, my role is just like a real estate broker, just like an executive recruiter. We get paid by the other side. But my validation comes when we have clients that are very successful and they come back and buy additional locations. They come back and buy additional brands. They come back and refer their brother-in-law to me, which is the vast majority of our clients. So, we have had clients where it hasn't worked out. Oftentimes it's because they didn't follow the system. I mean, that's usually the case. Because I've had other clients do very well within those same systems. It's kind of funny. But no, every franchise system has what's called an FDD, a franchise disclosure document. They're regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, and really that document, it gets updated every year with the latest information, the financial information, as well as if there are any closings or new openings, they include that. If there's any legal issues, that all of that gets disclosed, so you can go in eyes wide open. It's a big intimidating document. You'll read it and you'll say, gosh, that's written in the franchisor's favor. Part of it is understanding the why behind things and saying, would a franchisor ever really come in and take over my territory? Under what circumstances would they do that? Well, it's maybe you're running the brand off the rails. A lot of times there's a reason. Maybe they've got national accounts that you aren't able to support, so they need to support them. They're not in the business of wanting to run other locations. That's why they're doing the franchise route. So I think it's understanding the why behind things. And a lot of the times it's to protect you from other franchisees, meaning if another franchisee is not running the business as it should and it's hurting the brand, then that can negatively impact you. So you want the franchisor to have those rights to step in after they've done a lot of coaching. But no, the FDD, we always encourage clients, once you get to that point, before signing, let's have a franchise attorney, someone that knows the space, review that agreement with you. And we've got some great partners that do that, so that you can really understand that document in total and get any questions asked and answered. If there are any gray areas that you need clarification around, well, let's get those out ahead of time.